Let's talk about prepping for an investment committee meeting. You know that feeling of drowning in research? Well, what if AI could change all that? What if you could turn hours of painstaking work into a sharp, powerful brief in just minutes? Today, that's exactly what we're going to break down. How to go from total data overload to getting decisive results.
We've all been there, right? The big IC meeting is on the calendar, and you are just buried under a mountain of data. You're trying to piece it all together into a brief that actually makes sense. It's a classic, and honestly, an overwhelming pain point for just about everyone in our industry.
And here's why it feels like such a struggle. It's never just one report. You're trying to juggle CoStar reports, you're digging through dense census data, you're scanning local news articles, and you're trying to decipher what the latest economic forecasts actually mean. All these scattered pieces have to somehow come together into one single, clear story. It's a lot.
All right, so where do you even begin to fix this? Well, the simplest way in is probably a tool you already know, maybe even use every day, ChatGPT. Let's look at how this can be your easiest first step into making your research process so much faster.
Getting started is actually a really simple three-step process. First, just gather up all your source documents. Second, you write a really specific prompt. You could literally tell it, act like a real estate analyst and summarize these documents into a one-page brief, focus on supply, demand, and rent growth. And then third, you just let it generate that first draft for you. It really is that easy to get going.
Okay, let's make this real with an example. Imagine you're a multifamily investor looking at a deal in Austin. You could take your CoStar data, a few recent articles from the local business journal, and some migration stats, and just feed it all into ChatGPT. Then ask for a tight summary on supply pipeline, rent growth, and demographic shifts for your IC brief. Done. And the results? I mean, they really do speak for themselves. This isn't just a tiny bit of improvement. We heard from one fund manager who said he was able to slash his prep time from a full 6 hours all the way down to just 90 minutes. That's not just a time saver, that's a total game changer for your week.
Okay, so once you've got that workflow down, you might find yourself needing something a little more current, a little more real-time. So let's level up. Let's talk about a tool like Grok and how it can bring live market intelligence right into your briefings.
So here is the key difference, and it's a big one. ChatGPT is amazing at summarizing the documents that you give it. Grok, on the other hand, is constantly looking outward. It's actively pulling in real-time data from all across the web. It's finding the latest information for you. So imagine you're evaluating an industrial deal in a fast-moving market like Phoenix. Instead of spending hours Googling for the latest news, you can just ask Grok, hey, what are the major logistics developments and lease deals in Phoenix from the last 30 days? And bam, it delivers the insights with links back to the sources, all ready to go.
But what if you're not just looking at a single deal? What if you're managing a whole portfolio? Or you need to track a bunch of different markets at once? Well, that's when you graduate to a professional, purpose-built solution. That's where something like Rentana comes in.
See, Rentana isn't a general do-everything AI. It was designed from the ground up specifically for real estate investors. It combines all that real-time analysis with something absolutely crucial, predictive forecasting. It's built to give you the kind of revenue intelligence you need when the stakes are really high.
And to give you a sense of its power, get this. One REIT used Rentana to actively track 15, that's 15, acquisition markets all at the same time. The kind of weekly intelligence it produced would have normally taken a full-time analyst to pull together. That is a massive leap in what you can do.
So let's be really clear about the key advantage here. Renta's real value isn't just about telling you what's happening right now. It's about taking all that data and giving you a credible, forward-looking perspective. It helps you give your investment committee what they truly need, a forecast, not just a history report, so they can make smarter, more confident decisions.
Okay, so we've covered 3 pretty powerful options here. Let's pull this all together and break it down so you can figure out which of these AI strategies is the right fit for you and what you're trying to accomplish. So let's break it down real simple. If you're doing one-off market briefs, ChatGPT is your perfect starting point. If you're working in really dynamic, fast-changing markets, Grok and its real-time web access is what you need. And if you're managing a whole portfolio, well, a dedicated, predictive platform like Rentana is the clear professional choice.
And as we wrap up, I just want to leave you with one final really critical idea. In today's market, the competitive edge, it doesn't really come from having access to some secret, different information. For the most part, we're all looking at the same data.
The real edge, the thing that separates the winners, is processing it all faster. It's about synthesizing it better and presenting it with more clarity. That's the superpower that AI gives you. It's about the speed and the quality of your insight.
So the real question to ask yourself is this. Now that you know these tools are out there, how are you going to use AI to sharpen your own competitive edge and completely transform how you walk into your next investment committee?